Welcome to the end zone. Let's move the chains. So, if you are a Rams fan, or maybe a Cardinals fan, or just an NFL fan in general, and we're watching the Rams game in which the Rams defeated the Cardinals in a pretty close one between two backup quarterbacks, we did see Kyler get in a little bit, but we're talking about John Wolford and the Jared Goff situation. So, on the internet, I've seen it on Twitter, I've seen it in my YouTube comment section, and I've also seen it on Instagram comment sections. It seems like the Rams faithful really want John Wolford to start in the playoffs for the Los Angeles Rams. So we're going to talk about John Wolford, what he brings to the table, what he does differently than Jared Goff, and why I think Sean McVay may like John Wolford, what I think he should do, and what I think he will do. So let's talk about John Wolford's game. It started off rough when an interception, giving the Arizona Cardinals really great field position, and it ended up turning into a touchdown. But after that, John Wolford was really, really good. Now, there are a couple things, with a young quarterback. He came out, he was throwing a little bit high. They were taking some deep shots with them. This kid's got an arm. I don't know if you watched him in the Alliance of American Football, but stretching the field was never a problem for him. So when Sean McVay came out with this offense and they decided to take some deep shots, I was pleasantly surprised because I knew that John Wolford had it in him. Also, something that John Wolford has that Jared Goff really doesn't is that mobility. We saw some quarterback runs, some zone reads, and we saw some escape ability that John Wolford could do by extending drives and extending plays, multiple opportunities to run the ball, and he did really well. Now there were some shortcomings with the offense, and you have that when you are a new quarterback. For example, the quarterback was not on sync with some of the wide receivers, and you get that with the backup quarterback because the reality is he's not taking all the first team reps with those wide receivers, and he's not building up that chemistry. That's just something that happens. You also saw that with the offensive line. One of the criticisms I've seen on the internet with John Wolford was, well, he didn't find the end zone. But you have to understand that they were knocking on the door. They had opportunities to score, but especially in one single drive, John Wolford's cadence really messed with the heads of the offensive linemen for the Rams. They're not used to his cadence because they don't practice with him, and it caused some false starts that really could have been touchdowns. They had a touchdown drive basically taken away, and that's something that they got to get down in practice. But for the future of the Rams and the Rams upcoming for the NFL playoffs, I think that they're going to start Jared Goff if he is able to throw. I don't see Sean McVay totally just throwing away his franchise quarterback in the playoffs like this, in this fashion, because of an injury. Now, I'm very biased. I would love to see John Wolford play in the playoffs. I think that he could be better than Jared Goff in some situations. I think they should at least include him in the game plan. Maybe you get to the red zone and you want to use some of those zone reads, or you want to maybe do some trick plays. I think that John Wolford has proven that he can play in the National Football League. I know it's, just one sample size game against the Arizona Cardinals, but John Wolford can do a lot of things. He's got a great arm. The accuracy maybe needs a little bit of work, but we saw him take some really good deep shots down the field, and some deep shots that probably Jared Goff could have made. But the problem with Jared Goff is while under pressure, Jared Goff does not perform. And we saw when pressure came to John Wolford, he was able to escape the pocket, extend plays with his arm and his legs, and make some really nice throws or runs. So I'd love to know your opinions. If you're a Rams fan or an NFL fan, do you think that John Wolford should get a shot in the playoffs for the LA Rams? Thanks for watching the End Zone. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment so we can move the chains.